Hello and welcome back to Silvercare Daily, your trusted source for health tips and advice specially designed for seniors. If you're over 60 or caring for someone who is, this channel is made just for you. Today, we're diving into an extremely important topic that many people don't talk about enough: stomach cancer and how certain everyday foods could be silently increasing your risk. Did you know that stomach cancer is the fifth most common cancer worldwide and unfortunately causes more than 700,000 deaths each year? What's even more alarming is that the risk rises dramatically as we age. In fact, people over 60 are among the most vulnerable groups. Scientists and doctors have found strong links between diet and stomach cancer risk, which means that what you eat every day can make a huge difference in protecting your stomach health. Here's the surprising truth. Some of the foods you might consider normal, even healthy, could actually be putting your stomach at risk without you realizing it. From processed meats to salted snacks, these items could be damaging your stomach lining or feeding harmful bacteria that increase the chance of cancer development. Before we reveal the full list of the 10 foods you need to be cautious about, please do us a favor and hit that like button, share this video with your friends and family, and subscribe to Silvercare Daily. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to keep creating helpful, easy-to-understand videos that can improve your health and quality of life. So, stay with us because coming up next, we'll break down the 10 everyday foods that could be silently increasing your risk of stomach cancer. And trust me, number 4 on the list is something almost everyone eats regularly and will definitely surprise you. Let's get started and take control of your nutrition for a healthier tomorrow. 10. Sugary and refined carbohydrates. Sugary and refined carbohydrate-rich foods are very common in many diets, especially in processed snacks, white bread, cakes, cookies, and sugary drinks. These foods are quickly broken down into glucose, causing a rapid rise in blood sugar and insulin levels. While this might give you a quick burst of energy, the downside is that repeated spikes can lead to chronic inflammation throughout your body, including the delicate lining of your stomach. Chronic inflammation creates a harmful environment that can encourage the development and growth of cancer cells. According to research from the American Cancer Society, high consumption of refined carbohydrates and sugary foods is linked to increased oxidative stress. Oxidative stress damages the DNA inside your cells and interferes with their ability to repair themselves properly. Over time, this damage accumulates and increases the risk of various cancers, including stomach cancer. The stomach lining is especially vulnerable because it is constantly exposed to what you eat and drink. When inflamed or irritated regularly, it can develop precancerous changes that may progress to cancer. A natural question to ask yourself is, how much sugar do you actually consume in a day? Many adults consume far more added sugars than recommended by health organizations. The American Heart Association suggests that women should limit their added sugar intake to about 25 grams per day, and men to about 36 grams. However, a typical American diet often contains over double that amount. One real-world example comes from the story of pop superstar Adele. She publicly shared how she dramatically reduced her sugar and refined carbohydrate intake to improve her health and lose weight. While weight loss was her main goal, cutting back on these foods also helped reduce inflammation and digestive discomfort, showing how important nutrition is in preventing serious conditions like stomach cancer. So, what sugary foods or refined carbs do you eat regularly? Could swapping some of these for whole grains, fresh fruits, or nuts make a difference in your stomach health? Have you noticed any changes in how your stomach feels after eating sweet or processed foods? Reflecting on these questions can be a good first step towards protecting yourself from stomach cancer. 9. Artificial preservatives and additives, nitrates and nitrites. Artificial preservatives such as nitrates and nitrites are widely used in many processed meats including bacon, hot dogs, sausages, ham, and deli meats, as well as in some packaged foods. These additives help preserve the color, prevent spoilage, and extend shelf life, making these foods convenient and appealing. However, the downside is significant. When nitrates and nitrites are exposed to the acidic environment of the stomach, they can convert into harmful compounds known as nitrosamines. Nitrosamines have been shown to damage the DNA in stomach cells, which increases the risk of mutations that can lead to cancer. The World Health Organization classifies processed meats containing nitrates and nitrites as Group 1 carcinogens, indicating there is sufficient evidence that they cause cancer in humans. Studies show a clear association between high consumption of these processed meats and an increased risk of stomach cancer. A comprehensive review in the journal Gut analyzed data from thousands of individuals and found that people who regularly eat processed meats with these preservatives have up to a 30% higher risk of developing stomach cancer compared to those who consume them rarely or not at all. This risk is especially concerning for older adults, whose bodies may have decreased ability to detoxify harmful substances. Long-term exposure to these carcinogenic compounds accumulates, silently increasing the chance of developing stomach cancer over time. It's important to remember that it's not just the amount but also the frequency of consumption that matters. Even moderate daily intake can add up. Have you ever thought about how often processed meats appear on your plate? Many people enjoy these foods without realizing the potential health risks. Do you read food labels or look for nitrate-free or nitrite-free options when shopping? Simple changes like choosing fresh meats or nitrate-free alternatives can make a big difference. A public figure who brought attention to the dangers of processed meats is former U.S. President Bill Clinton. After his heart surgery, he adopted a mostly plant-based diet and significantly reduced his intake of processed meats. His story highlights not only heart health benefits but also the potential to lower cancer risks, including stomach cancer. Clinton's experience has inspired many seniors to reconsider their diets and prioritize whole, natural foods over processed options. Reflect on your own eating habits. How often do processed meats show up in your meals? Could reducing or eliminating these foods help protect your stomach and overall health? Taking small but consistent steps can greatly reduce your risk and support a healthier life as you age. 8. Alcoholic beverages. Alcohol consumption, especially when it involves frequent drinking or strong spirits like whiskey, vodka, or rum, can have a profound impact on the health of your stomach. Alcohol acts as an irritant to the delicate lining of the stomach, causing inflammation known as gastritis. This inflammation can become chronic if alcohol consumption is regular or heavy, leading to a breakdown of the stomach's protective barriers. When the stomach lining is damaged in this way, it becomes much more vulnerable to harmful bacteria such as Helicobacter pylori, which is a major risk factor for stomach ulcers and stomach cancer. Research from the National Cancer Institute clearly identifies alcohol as a Group 1 carcinogen, the highest classification, which means there is strong evidence that alcohol contributes to the development of several cancers, including stomach cancer. Several studies suggest that individuals who consume large amounts of alcohol on a regular basis have a 20 to 40% increased risk of developing stomach cancer compared to those who abstain or drink only occasionally. The risk is even higher for people who combine heavy drinking with smoking or poor dietary habits, creating a perfect storm for digestive damage and cancer risk. Do you ever experience burning sensations, nausea, or discomfort after drinking alcohol? These symptoms could indicate that your stomach lining is already irritated or inflamed. It is important to think about your drinking habits. How often do you consume alcohol? What types of drinks do you prefer? Could cutting back on strong spirits or drinking less frequently improve your stomach health and reduce your risk of cancer? A well-known example highlighting the risks of alcohol abuse is Amy Winehouse, the late British singer. She publicly battled alcohol addiction, which led to multiple health problems, including severe digestive issues. Her story is a cautionary tale about how alcohol can cause long-term damage not only to the liver and brain but also to the stomach and digestive tract. While her situation was extreme, it sheds light on the serious consequences that can arise from chronic alcohol use. For seniors, the risks associated with alcohol are amplified. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at repairing damaged tissue and detoxifying harmful substances like alcohol. This means that even moderate drinking over time can contribute to chronic stomach inflammation and increase the likelihood of stomach cancer. Therefore, it is highly advisable for older adults to monitor their alcohol intake closely and consider reducing consumption to protect their digestive health. 7. Spicy and highly acidic foods. Spicy foods and highly acidic foods are beloved by many for their vibrant flavors, including dishes rich in chili peppers, citrus fruits like lemons and oranges, tomatoes, and vinegar-based sauces or dressings. While these foods can add excitement to your meals, consuming them frequently and in large quantities may irritate the stomach lining. This irritation can lead to chronic gastritis, a persistent inflammation of the stomach lining that does not heal easily. Chronic gastritis is significant because, although spicy and acidic foods do not directly cause stomach cancer, ongoing inflammation creates an environment that may increase the risk of developing cancer over time. According to the American Gastroenterological Association, chronic gastritis weakens the stomach's natural protective barriers, making it easier for harmful bacteria such as Helicobacter pylori to colonize. This bacterium is one of the main causes of stomach ulcers and is strongly linked to stomach cancer development. When combined with constant irritation from spicy and acidic foods, the damage to the stomach lining can accumulate and lead to abnormal cell changes and precancerous conditions. Have you ever felt a burning or aching sensation in your stomach after eating something spicy or very acidic? This discomfort is often a sign that your stomach lining is reacting negatively. What are your favorite spicy dishes or acidic condiments? Do you notice any difference in how your stomach feels when you avoid them for a while? Interestingly, some cultures, such as in India, Mexico, and Thailand, have diets rich in spicy and acidic foods yet show varying rates of stomach cancer. This indicates that other factors such as genetics, cooking methods, and overall nutrition quality also play essential roles. So it's not about completely eliminating these foods but rather enjoying them in moderation and paying attention to your body's signals. A study published in the World Journal of Gastroenterology examined populations with high consumption of spicy foods and found a correlation between frequent spicy food intake and chronic gastritis. Since chronic gastritis is a known risk factor for stomach cancer, it's important to be mindful, especially if you already have digestive issues or a history of stomach ulcers. How often do you include spicy or acidic foods in your meals? Have you noticed whether reducing these foods improves your digestion or reduces discomfort? Reflecting on these questions can help you make small adjustments that protect your stomach health over the long term. 6. Fried and deep-fried foods. Fried and deep-fried foods, like French fries, fried chicken, donuts, and many snack items, are popular comfort foods around the world. However, cooking foods at high temperatures through frying creates harmful chemical compounds, including acrylamide and advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These substances have been shown to cause oxidative stress and inflammation in the body, both of which are key contributors to the development of cancer, including stomach cancer. Acrylamide forms when starchy foods are cooked at high heat, such as frying or baking, and has been classified by the International Agency for Research on Cancer as a probable human carcinogen. AGEs are harmful molecules that form when proteins or fats combine with sugars during high-temperature cooking. These compounds accumulate in tissues, triggering chronic inflammation and damage to cells. According to the American Institute for Cancer Research, diets high in fried and processed foods can increase the risk of several cancers, including stomach cancer. Studies also show that populations consuming large amounts of fried foods have higher levels of systemic inflammation markers in their blood, which correlates with cancer risk. Do you enjoy fried foods as part of your regular diet? Have you noticed any digestive discomfort or heaviness after eating fried meals? How often do you think about the cooking methods behind your favorite dishes? A well-known example comes from celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay, who has publicly shared how he cut back on fried foods and switched to healthier cooking techniques like grilling and steaming. His changes helped improve his own health and energy levels, showing that even small dietary shifts can have significant benefits. For seniors, who may already face digestive challenges, limiting fried and deep-fried foods can reduce inflammation in the stomach lining and support overall digestive health. Opting for baked, grilled, or steamed alternatives not only lowers exposure to harmful compounds but also helps maintain a healthier weight. What healthier cooking methods do you prefer? Would you be willing to try swapping fried foods for baked or grilled options? Small changes can add up to big improvements in your stomach health and reduce your risk of stomach cancer. 5. Canned and preserved foods with BPA. Canned and preserved foods are a staple in many households due to their convenience and long shelf life, especially for seniors who may rely on them for quick meals. However, these foods often come with hidden risks because of a chemical called bisphenol A, or BPA. BPA is commonly used in the lining of many food cans to prevent corrosion and keep the contents fresh. Unfortunately, BPA is known as an endocrine disruptor, which means it can interfere with the body's natural hormone systems. Studies have linked BPA exposure to various health problems, including an increased risk of certain cancers, such as stomach cancer. This happens because BPA can promote abnormal cell growth and trigger inflammation, both of which are key processes in cancer development. In addition to BPA, canned foods, especially those stored for long periods, may have higher nitrate levels. Nitrates can convert into nitrosamines in the acidic environment of the stomach. Nitrosamines are recognized carcinogens that can damage the DNA of stomach cells and increase the risk of stomach cancer. This means that frequently consuming canned and preserved foods, particularly those high in nitrates, could contribute to a greater cancer risk over time. According to reports by the Environmental Working Group, many canned products on the market still contain BPA in their linings, even though some manufacturers have started offering BPA-free cans. This is important information for seniors and all consumers, as older adults typically have a reduced ability to detoxify harmful chemicals, making them more vulnerable to BPA's effects. Have you ever taken the time to check labels on your canned foods? Do you know if your favorite canned products are BPA-free? How often do canned and preserved foods appear in your weekly meals? Being aware of these details can empower you to make healthier choices. A real-world example comes from Japan, where canned food consumption is widespread, but strict regulations on BPA use and increased consumer awareness have led to lower BPA exposure. This regulatory approach has contributed to better public health outcomes, highlighting how both policy and personal choices can impact cancer risk on a large scale. To better protect your stomach health, consider limiting your consumption of canned and preserved foods, especially those with long storage times or high nitrate content. Whenever possible, choose fresh or frozen alternatives and look for BPA-free labeling. These simple adjustments can help reduce your exposure to harmful chemicals that may increase your risk of stomach cancer and support your overall well-being. 4. Burnt or charred meats. Grilling or charring meat is a favorite cooking technique for many due to the delicious smoky flavor and crispy texture it imparts. However, cooking meat at very high temperatures, especially when it becomes burnt or heavily charred, creates harmful chemical compounds known as heterocyclic amines, HCAs, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs. Both HCAs and PAHs are well-documented carcinogens, meaning they can increase the risk of developing cancers, including stomach cancer. HCAs are formed when the amino acids and creatine found naturally in muscle meats react under high heat, such as grilling, frying, or broiling. On the other hand, PAHs are created when fat and juices from the meat drip onto an open flame or hot surface, producing smoke that deposits these carcinogenic compounds back onto the surface of the meat. When consumed regularly, HCAs and PAHs can cause DNA damage in the cells lining the stomach, which may trigger mutations and promote the development of cancerous tumors. The International Agency for Research on Cancer, IARC, part of the World Health Organization, classifies HCAs and PAHs as probable human carcinogens. Epidemiological studies have found that individuals who frequently eat heavily grilled or charred meats have a significantly increased risk of stomach cancer compared to those who consume meat cooked at lower temperatures or through gentler cooking methods. Have you ever spotted blackened or burnt patches on your grilled steak or chicken? Those are areas where HCAs and PAHs tend to concentrate. How often do you enjoy barbecue or grilled foods? Do you take any precautions like marinating your meat or adjusting cooking times to reduce charring? A notable example is former U.S. President Barack Obama, who is known to enjoy grilling but reportedly follows safe cooking practices. His chef revealed that marinating meats and avoiding direct contact with flames helps reduce the formation of HCAs and PAHs, showing that simple changes can protect health without sacrificing flavor. For seniors, who are often more vulnerable to inflammation and cellular damage, minimizing consumption of burnt or charred meats can be especially important to protect the stomach lining and lower cancer risk. Alternatives such as baking, steaming, slow cooking, or grilling with indirect heat can significantly reduce harmful chemical formation. Additionally, turning meat frequently and removing blackened sections before eating are practical tips for safer grilling. What are your favorite grilling tips to keep your meals both delicious and healthy? Would you consider experimenting with marinades or different cooking methods to reduce cancer risk while still enjoying your favorite foods? 3. Salted, pickled, and smoked foods. Salted, pickled, and smoked foods have long been cherished in many cultures for their distinctive flavors and preservation benefits. These methods not only extend the shelf life of foods but also enhance taste, making them popular choices worldwide. However, consuming these foods frequently and in large quantities poses significant risks to stomach health. The high salt content found in salted foods can irritate and damage the stomach lining. This irritation may lead to chronic inflammation, which weakens the stomach's natural defenses and increases vulnerability to infections such as Helicobacter pylori, a leading cause of stomach ulcers and cancer. Pickling and smoking, while effective preservation methods, can introduce harmful carcinogenic compounds, especially nitrosamines. Nitrosamines form when nitrates and nitrites, commonly used as preservatives in pickled and smoked foods, react chemically with amino acids during processing and storage. These compounds are known to damage the DNA within stomach cells, contributing to mutations that can eventually lead to cancerous growths. The World Health Organization's International Agency for Research on Cancer, IRC, has classified smoked foods as Group 2A carcinogens, meaning they are probably carcinogenic to humans. According to data from the American Cancer Society, populations with diets rich in salted, pickled, and smoked foods have markedly higher rates of stomach cancer. This trend is especially apparent in East Asian countries like Japan and South Korea, where traditional diets heavily feature these foods. In these regions, stomach cancer remains one of the leading causes of cancer-related deaths, a pattern strongly linked to long-term dietary habits. Have you ever wondered how much salt you consume daily through preserved foods? Do you find yourself frequently enjoying pickled snacks or smoked meats? How often do you consider the effects of these foods on your digestive system? A striking example is Japan's experience in the mid-20th century when stomach cancer rates were among the highest worldwide, largely due to diets rich in salted fish, pickled vegetables, and smoked products. Public health initiatives promoting reduced salt intake, along with dietary shifts toward fresh foods, have since contributed to a significant decline in stomach cancer incidence, demonstrating the powerful impact of dietary choices on health. For seniors, the risks are even more pronounced. The stomach lining becomes more fragile with age, making it more susceptible to damage from excessive salt and carcinogens found in smoked and pickled foods. Additionally, high salt intake can exacerbate conditions such as stomach ulcers and chronic gastritis, further increasing cancer risk. Incorporating more fresh vegetables, fruits, and lightly cooked meals into the diet can help protect the stomach and support overall well-being. 2. Processed meats, sausages, bacon, hot dogs. Processed meats such as sausages, bacon, hot dogs, and deli meats are popular in many diets due to their convenience and rich flavors. However, these meats often contain high levels of nitrates, nitrites, salt, and various chemical preservatives that have been strongly linked to an increased risk of stomach cancer. Nitrates and nitrites are added during processing to preserve color, extend shelf life, and prevent bacterial contamination. Unfortunately, in the acidic environment of the stomach, these compounds can convert into nitrosamines, potent carcinogens known to damage DNA and promote the growth of cancer cells. The International Agency for Research on Cancer, IRC, a division of the World Health Organization, has classified processed meats as Group 1 carcinogens. This classification means that there is strong, convincing evidence that processed meats cause cancer in humans, including stomach cancer. Multiple large-scale studies from organizations such as the American Cancer Society and the National Cancer Institute support this link, showing that frequent consumption of processed meats significantly raises the risk of cancers of the stomach and digestive tract. How often do processed meats appear on your plate? Do you include bacon or sausages in your regular meals, or rely on hot dogs for quick snacks? Have you ever thought about how these preserved meats might affect your stomach lining and overall health in the long term? A notable example comes from a comprehensive study published in the Journal of the National Cancer Institute, which found that individuals who consumed processed meats daily had a 20% higher risk of developing stomach cancer compared to those who rarely or never ate these products. This study underscores the importance of moderating intake to protect your digestive health. Many health professionals and nutrition advocates stress reducing processed meat consumption to lower cancer risks. Dr. Michael Greger, a well-known nutrition expert, frequently advises avoiding processed meats altogether in his evidence-based recommendations for cancer prevention and healthy living. For seniors, limiting processed meats is especially crucial because aging stomachs are more vulnerable to inflammation and damage caused by chemical additives. Reducing processed meat intake can help decrease the risk of stomach ulcers, chronic gastritis, and eventually stomach cancer. Instead, choosing fresh, lean meats or plant-based proteins such as beans, lentils, and tofu offers a healthier alternative that supports digestive health. What healthier protein choices do you enjoy? Would you consider swapping processed meats for fresher, less processed options to better protect your stomach and overall health? 1. Foods contaminated with aflatoxins or other mycotoxins. Aflatoxins are toxic compounds produced by certain molds, particularly Aspergillus flavus and Aspergillus parasiticus, which can contaminate grains, nuts, dried fruits, and other food products under warm and humid conditions. These mycotoxins are among the most potent natural carcinogens known and have been strongly linked to an increased risk of various cancers, including stomach cancer, especially when consumed regularly over long periods. Foods such as peanuts, corn, pistachios, and dried figs are commonly at risk of aflatoxin contamination if not stored properly. Because these toxins are invisible to the naked eye and heat-resistant, they can remain in food even after cooking or processing, making them difficult to eliminate once contamination occurs. The World Health Organization has classified aflatoxins as Group 1 carcinogens, meaning there is sufficient evidence that they cause cancer in humans. Research shows that aflatoxin exposure damages the DNA in stomach cells, triggers mutations, and promotes uncontrolled cell growth, significantly increasing stomach cancer risk. According to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, aflatoxin contamination affects millions of people worldwide, especially in regions where food storage conditions are suboptimal. Have you ever wondered about the safety of your nuts or dried fruits? Do you check for signs of mold or purchase from trusted sources with good storage practices? Awareness of food quality and storage can play a vital role in protecting your stomach health. A real-world example is found in parts of Africa and Asia where aflatoxin contamination in staple foods is common, leading to higher rates of stomach and liver cancers. Global health organizations are actively working to reduce exposure through better agricultural practices and food safety education, highlighting the importance of prevention. For seniors, who may have weaker immune systems and slower metabolism, avoiding foods prone to mold contamination is especially important. Choosing fresh, well-stored, and properly inspected grains and nuts can greatly reduce aflatoxin intake and help protect the stomach lining from carcinogenic damage. What steps do you take to ensure your food is safe from mold? Have you tried sourcing organic or certified aflatoxin-free products? Small but consistent efforts in selecting and storing foods properly can make a big difference in reducing your cancer risk. Thank you so much for watching Silvercare Daily. I hope this video has helped you better understand how some common foods might increase your risk of stomach cancer, especially as we get older. Remember, knowledge is power, and making small changes in your nutrition can have a big impact on protecting your stomach and overall health. If you or someone you love has a history of stomach ulcers or digestive issues, it's even more important to be mindful of what goes on your plate every day. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family so they can stay informed too. Don't forget to subscribe to Silvercare Daily and click the notification bell, so you won't miss our upcoming videos packed with valuable health tips tailored just for seniors. Feel free to leave a comment below. What surprised you the most? Do you have any questions or topics you want us to cover next? We love hearing from you and want to create content that truly supports your health journey. Take care of yourself, eat smart, and stay healthy. See you in the next video.